streaming replication is asynchronous by default. Therefore, the primary server doesn't wait for a confirmation that the changes were applied to the standby server. It sends back a response to the client when it completes the processing on the primary server. So, the overall response time is about the same as when streaming replication is not used at all. However, since wall shipping or data update on the standby server is done asynchronously, the updated result on the primary server may not be immediately available on the standby. So, depending on the timing of a failover, data could be lost. Thus, this kind of replication is suitable for replication to remote areas for disaster recovery. It can also be useful for operations such as data migration and data loading in reporting systems. For critical systems, we can configure the replication to be synchronous. In this case, the primary server waits for a response from the standby server before completing the process. Therefore, the overall response time includes the duration for log shipping. However, since there is no delay in wall shipping, data freshness of the standby server is improved. As a result, the system will be suitable for failover and for read-only load balancing distribution. Still, we need to be careful when choosing the sync mode since it affects the response time of the SQL processing and high availability. Therefore, we should consider that even in a critical system with critical transactions, like a bank application, only a certain portion of the transaction can be very critical. In this case, a synchronous replication configuration can also support asynchronous transaction so that not all changes need to wait for a confirmation from the standby server. This means a mix of synchronous and asynchronous can be used in the same system and can be selected based on how important the data in a particular table is.